Oh, and they're on. All right, lickety-splickety, it's race time. I don't know about you, Brandon, but I'm feeling real jazzy right now. Yeah. I haven't seen a race happen since the Olympic trials. It's been a while. So this is exciting. I feel like my heart just pounded when they started the gun.
Yeah, that was a jolt for sure.
It's all good. My man Eric is driving. He got excited too. We're all excited. Now we just got to settle in. So of course, just so everyone's watching, we have Keira in all black with the white arm sleeves and the white compression socks. She is wearing a special singlet made for today's event with the Up Dawg logo on it. The logo, of course, is made by Elise, and she is next to Molly Seidel in red and black, running for Saucony. So right there we have Keira and Molly right up front, and then behind her in the long sleeves with the gray and black is going to be Bethany. And then next to her we have Susanna. Susanna is in the, looks like a crop top and black on the bottom, and then right behind her is Emily Durgan as well. So we have, looks like two groups right now. Up front is Keira and Molly, as Brandon had mentioned. Those are going to be our kind of favorite runners, and then we have the three ladies not too far behind. And of course we got our lead biker too. The runners today will be following the biker, not the Jeep. We have to do a little bit of off-roading today. So as the ladies are settling in, we'll just kind of give the viewers that are watching today some idea of what's going to need to take place. The girls are going to be running 10 miles. It is a 3-loop course, so they'll be doing each loop 3 times. They need to be running a 5:13 pace to maintain the 52:12 time that they're chasing down. Of course, we'd love to see them a little bit faster than that, so we don't have to get too scared. But who knows? We like a fun event, so we'll see what happens. And the first mile, they're going to need to check in at approximately 5:13. It's a fairly flat course. Right, Brandon? I don't see too much action on the hills.
We're right here, just off the Potomac River, on national park land here, and there's not a single hill. So these women should just roll with no impediment here. And the wind, as it was bad yesterday, is pretty much non-existent here today. So that's a huge factor as well. And the temperatures are in the low 40s, I believe, here.
Yep.
So, pretty ideal racing conditions. Not an unseasonably warm day that could affect times. I know, actually, last time these two girls actually raced with Molly and Keira, they raced up in Boston this summer, and it was abysmally hot, and so everyone ran slow and awful. That's not going to happen here today.
They actually had sprinklers at that race. I thought, how fun is that? But certainly don't want any sprinklers today.
Yeah.
And one thing we should, mention about the weather is that, like Brandon had said, we changed the date from Monday to today, and I think one of the beauties of some of these virtual races and small fields of elite runners is that you are able to kind of control some of these factors. And certainly when you're chasing an American record, why not control the factor? If we can change the weather and make it a little bit better the next day, we're going to do it. So the conditions today are extremely much better than yesterday, and no need for a little extra wind. All right, so Keira has moved up a little bit in front of Molly. Molly's right behind her, not too many, probably about 2 to 3 strides behind her. But we have Keira up front and Molly right behind her, and then the three ladies, Emily, Susanna, and Bethany, really tight little group there of 3 as well. Still going. We're getting close to we're getting close to them making their way to the 1 mile mark. And looks like they'll be coming through shortly.
Keira's already establishing a bit of a lead.
Yep. If you watched the race last week, I'm sure you saw it, Brandon. Last week's race that Keira did, she won by like 30 seconds, which was,
Yeah, she really put the hammer down the last half there. She had one girl in Memphis that was running with her for a bit there, but the last couple Ks, she really put the hammer down. That's where she really opened her lead.
All right, and we talked to Anthony her husband right before this race, and I said, "Are the kids here today?" And he said, "Yes." They weren't around. But okay, well, hold on. We're getting ready to come through the first mile, so give us a second. We see 451,
452.
Let's see here. Looks like, wow, 454 or so, Brandon?
Yeah, though I heard Mike, the timer there, actually had a manual clock, and I heard him say 5:12, so the clock might have been off there.
May have been. So give us a second as we get some results. We'll get some feedback back from the folks that are right at the 1 mile mark, and they'll give us a time, but let's see what they have to say. Okay, here we go. So the clock is a little off. So if you're watching the live stream, the clock is a bit off. So Keira's first mile was 5:11, and that makes Molly probably not too far behind, and then the 3 ladies not far from there. So first mile for Keira, 5:11. That's 2 seconds below what we needed, which was 5:13. So very good.
Yeah, yeah, I think it was a very good first mile for her. You know, you don't want to go out too aggressive here. And I think she's someone that gets stronger as the race goes along.
She, at this point, has really separated. And now we're looking at kind of 3 groups. We have Keira up front, Molly, you know, 6, 7 strides behind, and then the 3 ladies not too far behind, keeping that tight-knit group. So what we were saying with Anthony was that, you know, when Keira gets out here to race, she goes from mom mode to warrior mode, and when she toes the line, she's in a different level. This is a warrior Keira out here today. She's ready to get the job done.
Yeah, it looks like the rest of the field after Molly have kind of packed up. But Keira clearly already trying to set the tone.
And there's Keira's family right there, I believe.
Yep, that's the little ones over there. Yeah, because, you know, Molly's obviously, you know, had the upper hand when they raced at the marathon distance, but it seems like Keira, her speed development really since the trials has really improved a lot. So it makes you wonder or think, you know, seriously about her chances at that 10K team next year at the trials.
Certainly.
So,
you know, Brandon, we should tell everyone who's watching a little bit about the name that's behind today's race. It's a little bit of an untraditional race name, but of course it has a story, and Keira is always good for a good laugh and a good joke. And so what do you think? Should we get into that just so folks can know where this unusual name came from?
yeah, it comes from a movie, right?
Movie. I know it as a joke from her brother, but it comes from a TV show as well, I think.
Yeah. I thought it was Office Space.
Office. Oh yeah, Office Space. I was thinking of Office. So of course it's Up Dawg 10 Miler, and her brother had told her a joke well before the movie, and she loves jokes, so she keeps these jokes in her pocket, and when the time is right, she pulls them out. And the time was right when she was training with a few of her teammates a while ago, Alyssa, Samia, and Nakia, and she was in a hotel at the moment, and she said to the girls, "It smells like Up Dawg," and the girls said, "What's Up Dawg?" And they didn't know what was Up Dawg, but she was cracking up. They were going back and forth, "What's Up Dawg? What's Up Dawg?" And of course, what's Up Dawg was that it was a big joke that Keira was playing on them. But the only thing that's up today, dogs, is that Keira here is pounding the pavement, hungry to make her way to the finish. That's what's Up Dawg. So that's how the name got its race, and it's taken on a life of its own now. And frankly, I like that it has a fun, funky name. She's got a great Strava account with a great list of jokes, if anyone's ever looking
Well,
for
her husband Tony was the comedian on our high school track team, so that's that couple there's got quite a few quirks and personalities about them.
If you're looking for any jokes to tell at a Thanksgiving dinner, you can just check out her Strava account, and you'll have a whole arsenal of jokes to go off of. And I believe her kids also have a bit of a humor. I know that one of them is tap dancing a lot with her husband, which are always funny skits to watch.
Man, has a huge
Big
lead.
man.
I mean, we're coming up on 2 miles, and she's crushing it already.
Yeah, they really have spaced out at this point.
Yeah. Molly actually might be falling back a little bit to that back. That's 2 miles right there.
Speaking of Molly, Molly's got a big, exciting race coming up in 2 days from now. And not only is she competing in the Up Dawg 10 Miler today, but 2 days later on Thanksgiving Day, Molly is going for the FKT. The FKT is the fastest known turkey. She's going to be trying to attempt to run a 10K in a turkey costume and set the record for that. So be sure to tune into that on Thanksgiving Day. That'll be kind of fun to watch. All right, here goes Keira. She's making the turnaround. It's a nice sharp turn. Looking strong. So that will take place on Thanksgiving Day. Molly Seidel will put on her turkey costume and get ready to go. All right, there's Molly. How awesome is this, Brandon? I love when this type of stuff happens. I just heard Molly say, here we go, Keira. So I love that the ladies are working together. And again, you see that tight group of 3 right next to each other remaining to keep that cap. But I like the fact that the running community always shows support for one another. And that was just a perfect example where, you know, Keira and Molly are giving each other kind of cheers and compliments. All right.
Right now, the star of the race is the lead biker.
Yeah.
He likes to be right in front up here.
And just so everyone knows, at the 2 mile mark, Keira was at 10:15. So a little bit of a delay that we're just trying to get the times to you guys as quickly as we get them. But thank you to all the folks that are giving us the feedback that are on the race course. So it is Keira ran 2:15 at the 2nd mile. And hot diggity dog, Brandon. To remain this 5:13 pace, she needed to be at 10:26, so she's rolling.
Yeah, 10:15 at 2 miles. That's pretty quick.
She is rolling. I mean, lickety splickety. I'm not sure, Eric, if we might have to speed this baby up. She might catch us. Of course, we're driving in the Jeep, and you know, we're trying to keep a nice pace and stuff. But I don't know. The way she's running, we might need to gas it, so to speak.
And she really doesn't look like she's laboring at all either. So.
No, yeah, she looks comfortable. She looks smooth. In the distance, you can see Molly again and right behind her is the 3 ladies. That group of 3 really seems to be tight knit there. I haven't seen any separation there yet. We got some folks that are just happened to be here at the race location. They just happened to hit the right day to be here. And they're, of course, witnessing greatness. You know, it's always fun when you fall upon something unexpectedly. Some background information with Keira, of course, is last week we mentioned she had run a 5K and won that with a 30-second lead. That was a big race, big finish there. And then just a couple weeks before that, she was at the Michigan Pro Half Marathon where she set a personal best and was first there. Had a great race there. Had a great day there. She ran 1:08:57 for the half. That's 5:16 pace. So things are really looking great for today's 10 miler, because if she was able to maintain a 5:16 pace for a half marathon, we're looking at a 10 miler today at 5:13 pace. We're feeling good about that. We got some cheers. We got the cheer squad out. They're looking jazzy. They're excited. They feel good. You know, we're all here. The thing about today is that everyone that is out here today, the Cherry Blossom folks, the Potomac River Running Team, the Commonwealth Race Management, PR Races, everyone that is out here today is really, you know, really excited for this moment. And it's a small group of spectators, but they're all here for the folks that they're cheering on. There we go. The D'Amatos are looking loud and proud.
Keira flashing a hand sign to
giving them some love. I think that might have been the I love you symbol.
Yeah.
She said, I read in one of her articles, she's a mom first, a family first, job second, and running. But it's just so awesome because she is just a normal person that is a kick, am I allowed to say a kick butt type of lady? I don't know if I could drop the other word.
Yeah. No, I think she's even said sometimes too, because of her other responsibilities, it kind of, you know, with professional running, and that's all, some of these people, that's all they do all day, it kind of, like, she has some balance in her life, and she thinks it's maybe a healthy thing that's allowed her to run as well as she does, you know, where there's times where, you know, if she was just, that's all she did was run, as a runner, she probably would go crazy. Certainly.
And you know what, speaking of that, I read something on, at the 3 mile mark, let's get this real quick to the folks, at the 3 mile mark, she was at 15:24, so here coming in at the 3 mile mark at 15:24, again, to keep pace, she needed to be at 15:40, so that's a nice 16-second margin right there, again, looking strong. So 15:24 at the 3 mile mark. Brandon, regarding the well balance that Keira keeps and kind of, you know, not just being just solely a runner, I read somewhere, you know, Emily Durgan, prior to running for Under Armour, Darker Sky Distance Group, she was with New Balance, and she was also a full-time nanny while training, and she had mentioned that, you know, that was such a big thing for her because she was able to, again, like you said, keep a routine. And so, you know, a lot of these ladies that are out here today, they're a full-time runner and they're doing a full-time job, and it just goes to show how strong they are because they're able to balance so much.
But I'll say it again like I did back in June of 5K. Someone get this woman a pro contract.
No kidding.
There's no reason why she doesn't have a pro contract right now. She's actually more appealing than I think than the traditional pro kind of type runner that most of these agents and stuff look for, because especially in the Olympic year, you know, her story has appeal to like the average person, not just the you know dialed in track fan. You know.
Absolutely.
You know, so her story. I imagine in an Olympic year, there's gonna be moms sitting at home watching Olympics, and they got 2 kids and they haven't done much in 10 years, and they're like, "Whoa, that woman did that this year!" Like, okay. So maybe I need to get out the door and put my running shoes on.
How about, Brandon, the fact that, you know, I know you work a lot with high school athletes and seeing a lot of high school meets, and I do, of course, a lot of work with a lot of high school athletes as a coach, and I think, you know, you see someone out here, she's 36, you know, by no means is that old, but in the running world, you know, that's towards the later side of things, and she is kicking butt. And so when you see someone at this age, you know that there's so much more to a career in running, and the longevity of a runner can be so much longer. And so, you know, for high school athletes that are, you know, seeing some of these professional runners, know that your running career can go on and on and on as long as you stay healthy and you train hard. And Keira, of course, is showing that today, and has really proven to show that age is literally just a number. You can still kick some serious butt.
Yeah, and running is such a mental sport, and you know, you see a lot of athletes that might get burnt out after being so competitive at it at a young age, that maybe you can actually get a second life, you know, and after taking a little break, you know, kind of like Keira did, you know, that now she's running better than she ever did. So, so I mean, that's definitely something that maybe Keira's story might inspire some ex-runners to think like, hey, maybe I still got it. I could go do it again.
I think she inspired her husband over the summer when they did the Team Studs versus Team Slugs. I know a lot of her husband's friends really decided to own that, and I believe the Slugs actually won, her husband and his friend. Some other things, we want to make sure we make some mentions of the other runners in today's race. Of course, Molly Seidel is here today, big name that's out here today racing, and she had noted that one of her biggest accomplishments, you're going to be surprised by this, is the donut mile, of all things. She was proudest of her donut mile. However, she did suggest that you should not put variety in the donut mix-up. You should, of course, try to stick to one donut flavor. But, you know, she's a big donut fan, so that's exciting. She also ran a beer mile in jorts. And for those of you who don't know what jorts are, those are jean shorts. I cannot imagine how uncomfortable that would be running a mile in jean shorts. Of course, we have Emily Durgan. Emily Durgan has a kind of a cool story too. She's up and coming in the running world. She, of course, is running for the Under Armour team that just formed out in September out in Arizona. And prior to starting running, a long time ago, she was a dancer. And one of the cool things about Emily is that she had mentioned that she gets more points for her dancing competition with her facial expression rather her actual dancing ability. So she realized soon that she should make her way over to the running world, and you know, she's excited to be here today and is hoping to at some point have her way with the marathon as well. So Emily is looking to go up in distance. All right, Keira is coming through mile 4. We're going to get the time on that as well, because
the clock had about 1917 when she came through, but so we'll see if that's the official time or not.
It looks like she came in at mile 4 for 20:40, so 20 minutes and 40 seconds. That puts her 13 seconds in front of pace. She needs to be 20:53 to be at that 5:13 pace to maintain that 52:12. So again, looking solid, looking strong. Looks like she's going for maybe some sort of nutrition, maybe. And then the other two athletes that we have out here today are Bethany and Susanna. Susanna is a school teacher right here in Falls Church, Virginia. What a crazy year to be a teacher. You know, obviously this is a wild year to be a teacher, but she is a 5th grade teacher, and I'm sure a lot of her students are excited for her. And who knows, maybe today's lesson is Race Strategy 101. And then we have Bethany Soklaban, and Bethany is a big-time cat lover. She ran for George Mason University, was a standout there. Had recently, I believe, moved to Colorado. And like Keira, she also is unattached. She does not run for a team or a brand. Keira is looking steady and strong. We see her family. The family's getting jazzy. They're getting excited. They're getting hyped up. You see her coming through. There's Tommy. He's got the arm pump down just like Mom. I don't know who got it first. Was it Tommy that taught Mom, or did Mom teach him? But I just saw the famous arm pump, and I believe that's Mom in the background doing her dancing too. Keira's mom is real funny. She's got a great sense of humor, and probably why Keira is as funny as she is as well.
Yeah, I could definitely see Keira going well in the 51s today.
Wouldn't that be something? Not only would she be hitting the American record, but she'd be hitting it hard and setting the bar high. And of course, the record currently is held by Jeanette Balcom, and that was in 2014. And the Cherry Blossom 10 miler has had quite a few American records for the women's there. You know, a couple times that's been broken there. And of course, folks, we should mention this is the women's only American record that they're going after. The difference between the women's only is that, of course, there are only women in the race. The idea that there's no male that could pace them. So, you know, it's all the women out there doing the job on their own. And something tells me Keira wouldn't need anyone to pace her, because she's doing it all on her own anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what she might do today might end up being more impressive than that record.
I believe so. And pretty cool story about, oh, she tosses the headband.
Now she means business.
Watch out. I might try to get that headband afterwards. It could be, you know, this could be something. One thing that's pretty cool about the Janet, when Janet ran that Cherry Blossom, Keira made her way to the finish line. She, of course, was part of the Cherry Blossom group. She helped volunteer them, did some stuff with them. She was, of course, part of that, and she had made her way up to the finish line and somehow snuck in a way to hold the finish line banner. She wanted to be part of something great, and she was. She saw that American record go down. She was pregnant with her first child, Tommy, and she, of course, now is going after that. How cool is that? And, like, really, what a wild story to be able to hold the finish line and take for the former record holder, and now she's here today chasing down that tape. And something cool about today's finish banner is that it's actually going to be her husband and her mom who will be holding the tape for today. So what a great moment for the whole family.
Yeah, it's just remarkable how far she's come since then.
No kidding. This is truly a family that goes all in. And Keira has, mentioned a number of times that she owes so much to her family and that they're all so supportive of her, and she wouldn't be able to do it without them. And it just goes to show that these ladies out here today, the runners that are out here today, they have a huge support crew. It's not just them, it's not just their coach, it's not just the team that they're running for, but it's the family and the friends that are out here with them. And of course, just in general, the running community, how strong the running community
We're
really is.
coming up at the halfway point there.
All right, so that's mile 5. We'll see if we can get some time on that.
Reaching the turnaround point, so it'll be a little bumpy ride for us here as we make that turn.
All right, hold on to your handlebars. Woo-wee! This is exciting. This is the most excitement I have had since March. Isn't that wild? And I bet everyone at home is having some exciting moments too. And of course, it's a holiday season coming up, so things are just going to get more and more exciting from here.
All right, here's the turnaround.
Making her way around. All right, here we go. Mile 5. Shout out to Jake giving us the splits at the mile 5. She came in at 25:47. So at mile 5, 25:47. She needed to be at 26:06. Watch out, folks. Watch out.
Definitely well under.
Here's what I have to say. Oh, there's Molly.
So Molly's hanging tough there.
Molly, yeah, she's looking strong. And there's okay, so now we have Emily and Susanna together. And then we'll see when we see Stephanie. So now we have Susanna and Emily together, the two. Molly in front of them and Keira up front.
Yeah, looks like Keira's got a little under a minute lead, maybe 50 seconds.
Would you look at that? Looks so comfortable too. If you think about what you could do in 5 minutes and 13 seconds, that's not much. But what Keira can do right now is run 10 miles in 5:30. Oh gosh, Brandon, here we go. She's losing the arm sleeves, folks. This is getting intense. We're at the halfway mile mark, and she is probably starting to heat up. She's probably starting to feel real good, and she's losing the arm sleeves. The only thing that could go is the sunglasses, and I think she's going to keep those on because they make her look even cooler than she already is. I mean, she's a cool lady. Those just make her look even cooler. So
yeah, she's going to run the last mile barefoot. Watch.
Could that be added on to like maybe a Guinness Book of World Records? The fastest, fast 10 mile plus no shoes on at the finish?
Yeah.
We're just going to start creating new records. She just really looks so comfortable. Folks that are watching at home, I can't explain how smooth and how comfortable she looks from our viewpoint. It's amazing to see someone, just running smooth, cool as a cucumber. Right? A little bit of bike action. Now she's got 2 bikers going with her. They're just cruising along for the ride. You can see there's I'm not sure if folks that are watching can see it, but there's a man that's just doing his everyday walk, and I can tell he's picking up the pace because he's feeling good because he sees Keira, and he's in tune, he's watching, he wants to be part of this too. And I don't blame these folks out here today. They're inspired by something that's big and exciting. So as we get to mile 6, Keira's going to need to come in at 31:19 to keep that 5:13 pace. As you've seen for the first 5 miles, she has been well below it. So I don't see why there would be any reason why we wouldn't see Keira at mile 6 well below 31:19. right. So now let's see. Oh, nice little lineup there. Let's see what she's going to take it. She takes a water bottle. If you were watching a couple weeks ago when she ran the Michigan half, she did a funny little post where she was chucking water at her husband, pretty intensely too. I don't think she was meaning to, but. All right, there's the fan crew out again. Quinn and Tommy are looking strong. Nice little screen there. Mom's got her dance moves on. Keira sends out some love with the hand signals. It's got to be exciting for them, Brandon. It's got to be exciting to be part of this journey.
Yeah, I mean, most parents talk about their glory days in athletics. They're long gone, and these kids are getting to watch their mom do some special things growing up, so they're going to have these memories for the rest of their life. They got to see it. It wasn't just hearsay.
No kidding.
They actually got to witness their mom doing big things.
No kidding. And then we got Coach Roscoe on the side there. He's feeling good. He's feeling jazzy. Coach Roscoe is also, in addition to coaching Keira, he of course is a high school coach at South Lakes, and he has had quite the number of athletes come out of South Lakes that have been very successful. Of course, he used to coach Alan Webb as well, but he's feeling good about today too. This is a big day for a lot of folks out here today.
Yeah, I think Roscoe doesn't get enough credit as he deserves as a coach. He's really done a good job with some runners. Obviously Keira right now, but what he did with Alan too was so impressive. And I think maybe actually seeing what Roscoe's doing with Keira, Alan wasn't just an anomaly. Roscoe knows what he's doing. Getting athletes to run at their best.
All right, so Brandon, we just got mile 6. Keira came in at 30:53. Again, folks, we talked about what she needs to maintain that 5:13 pace, and once again, she has been able to be right underneath it with a lot of wiggle room there. She ran 30:53 at mile 6. She needed 31:19 to maintain the 5:13 pace. Looking strong. That is 26 seconds ahead of pace. So I think you're right, Brandon. We really very well could see her go into sub 52 in that 51 range, somewhere around there.
And she was pretty controlled there in that first mile too. So I think that first mile, her strategy there will pay off in her final miles. So she didn't really goose that first mile. So I think she's going to have a strong finish here.
Yeah. She always seems to do really some big moves towards the end, and she is running alone right now, but it's important to note that Keira trains majority of her time is on her own. So for her, these time trials that are by herself, and these races where she is leading the pack and has this big of a margin, this is just her normal day-to-day grind. She's up front, she's by herself, she gets going and gets rolling, and doesn't necessarily need a group of people to roll with her. So she's ready. She's going after it, and the only thing that she's chasing right now, folks, is chasing a time, and we are excited to see what she comes in at. Of course, is chasing that 52:12 time frame for the women's 10-mile American record. Some people on Thursday are going to sit down for a turkey dinner, pumpkin pie, cranberry sauce. They're going to talk about things that have happened over the last couple of days or months. But what a conversation starter for Keira. She's going to sit down, have her turkey, have her sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, whatever it is that she likes, and feeling pretty jazzy about it too.
Well, it makes me think, actually, last year I saw Keira on Thanksgiving Day for a turkey trot.
Oh, no kidding.
Thank you.
And I would have never imagined at the time, for Keira to do what she's done since then.
Yes.
Just like she was just out there having fun jogging with her family and stuff, We've never thought she would become one of the nation's best, elite distance runners just over the next 12 months. And that's what she's done.
Right. All right. Fans are getting jazzy. They're starting to feel excited about what's happening today. Of course, Brandon, you mentioned the turkey trot on Thanksgiving Day. That's a big day for a lot of Americans go out on Thanksgiving Day and they do their turkey trot before they sit down and get their feast on. And so, you know, folks, if you're watching this today, if this is an inspiration, if this is a motivation to get yourself, lace your shoes up, get out and go on Turkey Day and get your 5K done, 10K, 10 miler, whatever it is, before you sit down and buckle up for the big meal. I highly recommend you going out and getting your 5K done or whatever distance you decide to do on Thanksgiving Day, because that meal is going to taste so much better.
Oh yeah. So now we're on the final loop, aren't we? So.
I believe so.
Clock's good.
Next stop is mile 7. As we get to mile 7, she's going to need to be coming in at 36:32 to keep the 5:13 pace. Again, that's 36:32 to maintain that 5:13 pace for mile 7. We'll see what we get here as she hits mile 7, just exactly where she is.
Yep, this will be the final loop.
And then decided in her 30s, I want to become an elite runner once again, and she is doing it in style. She is dominating this field, coming through the 7-mile mark. Only 3 miles to go.
Cherry Blossom, and I have to say, what a wonderful job the Cherry Blossom organization has done with the setting up of this race, the level that went into it. You know, whether it's 1 million people running or 5 people running, they take the same amount of, you know, skill set that goes into these races and really puts it together nicely. And so shout out to all of the volunteers and of course the committee from Cherry Blossom that put this race together. Job well done to really make this a special event for these 5 ladies today. And I know that all 5 ladies are probably so thankful and grateful to be out here and getting the opportunity to run and race with such limited races available.
Yeah, hopefully next year we'll be able to actually have the normal Cherry Blossom 10K.
Certainly.
You know, probably a lot of people watching the stream at our home were, you know, likely going to be participants. So,
Yep.
you know, hopefully just watching her race here gets you the itch to go out and run and do your own time trial. And next year, hopefully we can be able to organize a full-size, you know, 10K road race or 10-mile road race.
Absolutely. I know that all of us are itching to get the opportunity to toe the line and be out and racing again sometime soon. But I'll tell you what, this right now is certainly making up for all the lack of races that we've had. Okay, here we go. At mile 7, Keira came in at 36 minutes. So at mile 7, she came in at 36 minutes. Again, she needed to be at 36:32. So as we have predicted, she is just getting faster by the mile. She is now 32 seconds ahead of what she needs to be. The last time we saw her, she was at 26 seconds ahead of what she needed to be. So right now she has a 32-second gap between her and that 52:12 time that she is chasing down. Watch out, folks. Watch out. You might not even have a chance to get your second cup of coffee, and I suggest if you do, you better do it soon, because this race is coming to an end and you do not want to miss the finish, because this is big time now.
Grabs a bottle of water.
Yep. I'm going to start grabbing water like Keira. She
She's
really takes it with intensity.
She's practiced that. She was pretty efficient there, you know.
Yes.
But actually, I always wonder if elite runners how much they actually practice that move. Like, do they just have a table sitting on their their cul-de-sac and they're just doing practice runouts?
Wouldn't that be something? The kids have a lemonade stand out, and all of a sudden you see an elite runner come by and just grab it like they're going through an aid station. I tell you what, I need to figure out. I need to start really tuning in on how these ladies do that, because that is one of the things that I am not good at, is grabbing water and then not choking on it.
Yeah.
Mid-race. But they have these things down to a T. You know, this kind of is one of those things where it distinguishes a regular person and an elite runner. Certain things they just have down to a T, and that is one of them. Executing the water station at the top-notch level.
Keira's definitely on her way to set another huge lifetime best. That's been the theme of 2020 for her. You know, she ran a 4:33 mile, 15:04 for 5K. She also ran a 10K PR even in that abysmal heat, I believe, up in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the half marathon she just ran recently in Michigan was quite quick as well. So trying to do that here today.
looking strong.
Again, conditions right now are perfect, you know, in the 40s, light wind. And she's taking advantage of this great conditions, and she's rolling here en route to destroy that American women's 10-mile road record.
Absolutely. Like I said, I think this Spiker, he's going to get caught at some point. She is chasing him down. Folks,
Right.
as we get to mile 8, she's going to need to be at 41:46. The last time we checked in with her at mile 7, she was 32 seconds ahead of pace. So we'll see what happens as she gets to mile 8.
Again, this is our final loop of this course. To be honest, the bikers really aren't needed. She knows where she's going.
That is true. You know, I guess that is one of the beauties of today's course is, you know, it is a loop, so they kind of are familiar with it after they've done it one time. I'm sure a number of the ladies had run this loop, you know, prior to kind of get a feel for it, at least on their warm-up, if not prior to that. And, you know, I think there's something to be said about loop courses, because once you kind of get a feel for it the first time around, second and third time, you're just in the mindset of, let's get the job done. And that's, of course, what she's doing today. She's getting that job done.
All right, our last turnaround here. So apologize for the bumpiness.
All right. You know, at this point, I don't even feel like it's bumpy. We're as smooth as Keira right now. Smooth as butter.
Beautiful Potomac River next to us.
Of course, we got some of our race volunteers out today. They're excited.
All right, Keira's last turnaround is turnaround point. The turnaround is kind of a little hairpin turn for her, so, you know, she's got those off her stride just a bit, as you see right there.
It's definitely tight, and probably a good thing that we only have 5 runners out today. Can't imagine that in a larger field, but she's executing it perfectly and making it look like it's no big deal.
I wouldn't be surprised if she starts to really hammer down here on this segment here. You know, she's on the last half here of this loop.
Special day for today's 10-mile attempt at the American record, and I can't see. All right, here we go.
That's Molly.
There's Molly.
Still in second, comfortably ahead of the next group. It just shows, I mean, just what level Keira's at, though. I mean, she's going to be representing the United States in the Olympics next summer, and here's Keira just blowing out way ahead, and it's just like, will Keira, the big question is, will Keira be joining Molly in Tokyo, maybe making that 10K team? I feel like the 10K might be her best bet.
I'll tell you what, Brennan, I sure hope so.
Yeah.
And you know what? If so, Eric, pack the van. Brennan and I, we're all heading down to Tokyo. I don't know how well this Jeep travels, but we're going to make our way down there. And of course, we sure hope that she's out there with Molly. Of course, Molly, we are very excited to see her. She had her debut at the marathon at the Olympic trials, and so she, you know, there's only room for improvement for her, obviously, when you only ran the marathon for the first time, second time in London, of course. And now Keira is hopefully going to be joining that group as well.
And you know, if she did make the team on any of the events, NBC would be eating up that human interest story to put on there on their production.
No kidding. I wouldn't be surprised if she got a couple shows for maybe one of the night shows, because she's got a great sense of humor. She could really give them a run for their money as well. Looking good, feeling strong. This is exciting. Of course, if you're tuning in today, be sure to stick around afterwards. We'll get some interviews with Keira, with the other runners, and of course, they'll be doing an awards ceremony, I believe, at 9:15 today. So we'll make sure we get some of that. And for everyone that's watching, of course, be sure to check out the Cherry Blossoms Facebook page and Instagram page. They're going to be posting some photos later on today regarding the race and capturing some moments as well. And certainly, if you're not following the ladies out here today, be sure to follow Keira D'Amato, Molly Seidel, Emily Durgan, Bethany, and Susanna Sullivan. They all have great pages, great accounts, and good jokes. And like I said, you're going to want to tune in on Thursday to watch Molly make her attempt at the fastest known turkey. That should be fun. She'll be gobbling her way all the way through the 10K. All right.
All right, here we go, Keira.
Notice that the fans have probably at this point started to make their way down to the finish line. Less people out on the course because, of course, they want to be out at the finish line. This is big time. Again, I had mentioned earlier today in the stream that I'm going to do my best not to fangirl, but I'm telling you right now, when she gets closer to the finish line, watch out, folks, because I don't know if I can control myself. There's Tommy. He's doing a great job. He's giving her a little love. There's Quinn with the pink glove. She's giving her a little love. The family's getting excited.
Look at Tommy go.
The question is, will Tommy and Quinn make their way to the cross-country and track and field scene as they get a little bit older here? They're very young right now, but, I mean, gosh, with genes like this, with Keira's, I can't imagine why they wouldn't make an attempt. That could be a whole family affair.
They're zoned for the Midlothian High School districts. That's a pretty good program for them to go to.
No kidding. All right. Great Bugley from Potomac River running. He's getting jazzy. He was giving some inspiration as she was coming through.
I believe that was the 9-mile mark.
That was. We're going to get an update here. We're getting our updates from the course. So let's see what we got here. All right. At mile 9, she was at 46:13. Hot diggity dog. I mean, she is well ahead of it. This is like 40-something seconds ahead of pace. So, gee whiz almighty. I mean, here we go, folks. Here we go. We are making our way to the home stretch, making our way home to mile 10. You can see in the very background, there's a ton of people that are running towards the finish line. And let me just say, you better run quick, because if you're not running a 5:13 mile pace, you are not going to make it. Eric's got his foot on the gas. He's gassing it up. And everyone is cheering and bringing her home. And here we go. We are making our way home, making our way back to the finish line. It's like deja vu. We've done this 3 times now. Who even knows where the finish line is? But I'll tell you what, she is making her way back. 52:12. Watch out. Would you look at her? Just look at her. She is making her way back, and something tells me that clock is going to be on fire, just like Keira D'Amato right now. As Alicia Keys once said, this girl is on fire. You know what I mean, Brandon?
Yep.
Of course, we got Bill Stewart out there on the MC. He is on the at the finish on the MC. We, of course, got our lead timer, Mike Kiernan, down there. So he's going to give us the official time when she comes through. And I'm sure there are a ton of fans that are excited to see her. And, of course, this is a small field of spectators out here today. We had to keep it very small with the current conditions. But I know if you're watching on the live stream that you're feeling jazzy and you feel like you're here right now.
Again, 52:12 is the record that she's trying to completely destroy here today. And she's well on pace to do just that.
Stretching arms, she's getting ready for the fist pump. She is getting ready for the fist pump, guys. I don't know if you saw that last week's race, she had a big time fist pump. She was coming through the finish line hot, and I just saw her stretch her arm out, and that is exactly what she's doing. Maybe she's stretching a kink, but something tells me she is getting ready to come in with that Keira D'Amato fist pump at the finish line. All right, we're making our way around. We are getting that much closer. I have no idea what time it is other than that we are going to see you at the finish line sometime between 52:12 and less.
All right, she's putting the hammer down now.
Yes, sir. And it's moments like this when it's hard not to go into fan mode. I'm so bad. Do I want to be cheering for her and shouting her name and screaming? But we're gonna keep it professional for you folks watching today. We're gonna keep ourselves together. What happens afterwards? Who knows? Okay, she's getting closer and closer. People are getting extra excited. Watch out, folks. Watch out. If anyone's in her way, this is not the time to be in her way. She is getting closer. Like Brandon said, she's putting down the hammer. She's coming home. We're making our way around the turn. We are just steps away from the finish. I can smell it. You know, it's like the name of today's race was the Up Dawg 10 Miler. If I was a dog right now, if Keira was a dog right now, she can literally smell that finish line. She is sniffing her way home. She is ready to get there, and she is making it look easy. She is a top dog today, that's for sure, sir. Ladies and sirs, she is top dog right now.
You got this.
She goes. You got this. That's right, sir. She does got this. Fans are getting excited. Okay, I can see the finish line, and I don't have good vision, which means we're really close. I can see it. She can see it. Eric's got his foot on the pedal. We are speeding away. Don't worry, folks. She's still running just as fast. We just don't want her to catch us.
All right, she's putting the hammer down, approaching the finishing stretch here.
Oh my gosh, folks. All right, we have made it to the finish, but she is just steps behind us, so hang tight.
With mom and her husband holding
Watch
the
out.
finish line tape as she comes into the final straightaway. Let's welcome
and there's Keira's mom.
your
Let's
new
see, we got the clock. It says, holy smokes,
holder,
51:12 is what it reads right now, and
the
here she
old
comes home.
record. Keira
Good God
D'Amato,
almighty, folks.
American record holder.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
51:12. It's not that this is
American record. Keira D'Amato on her own. The road of dreams, now including a new American record.
From the Cherry Blossom group, and you got her mom hugging. What a special day. What a special day. Brandon, you know, this is exciting. I appreciate you letting us be part of this today.
Yeah, I mean, look at that moment there, husband and wife.
And official time, I believe we have at 51:21.
Okay, so you heard it, folks. You heard
That
Phil
is a
Stewart from the Cherry
51
Blossom.
second rewrite of the record. Keira D'Amato, now known also as the American record holder for 10
miles. We saw that coming. Every mile she was getting faster and faster. What a special day, you know.
I might add, I'll pull out my statistics here. I believe that time that there is a
so now we just wait and
Keira
see who
D'Amato, I
comes
believe,
next.
ran about 51:50 on a non-qualifying course, so Keira has annihilated that Keira D'Amato's time as well.
Yeah, here you go, champ. Here you go, champ.
Well, looking down the roadway, Molly Seidel now making her way into the final straight away.
All right, we are going to show
Of
that.
course, Molly coming off, setting her personal best time of 2:25 and placing 6th at the London Marathon in early October. So a little bit in recovery mode, is still running a very, very impressive time out here this morning. Of course, we will be watching Molly in the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, where she will be representing the U.S. So we're getting to greet Molly up close and personal here. Let's welcome your 2021 U.S. Olympian, Molly Seidel. She makes her way across the finish line. Impressive time. Molly Seidel.
Molly just ran 53
And a big embrace between Keira and Molly there at the finish line.
How awesome the running community is. That there's competitors out there, and they are then embracing themselves as well.
And here comes Emily Durden, going to be holding down 3rd place. She is going to be winning at that 54-minute mark. Emily Durden holding down 3rd place in the Suzanne Sullivan. And we believe this will be a personal best time for her after battling back from injury. That is her 10K.